Hello everyone, welcome to channel. Today I'll be talking about the things that I would like to knit in maybe 2026. So to start off this video, I will be talking about the two work in progresses that I currently have. So the first one is the Blue Cardigan by Bloomy Design. I've been eyeing this cardigan for about a year now, and I did actually attempt to make it with a different yarn that is now my Maggie vest. I bought some yarn a while ago, and my intended purpose for the yarn, I didn't really like the color, so I repurposed the yarn, I guess, because I can't return it. And I'm now making the Blue Wave cardigan by using Isair tweed yarn in purple. So right now I am done with one sleeve, I'm midway on the body, and I'm starting the other sleeve. So it should be done by March, and it should look really cute. I'm gonna find some really cute buttons. I'm thinking probably mother of pearl kind of buttons, like shiny buttons. I think will look really cute with the purple. And then my next work in progress is the Bea Blouse by Petite Knit. And I was given some yarn by my local yarn store, and it's this black lace weight 50% wool and 50% silk yarn. And I was really wondering what to do with this yarn for a really long time because it's the Jaeger spun yarn and they went out of business, so it's not like I can buy more if I want to make something bigger, and I don't want to have leftover yarn, then I have to figure out what to do with it. So the Bea Blouse came out somewhat recently, and I thought it would be perfect for a lace weight yarn. The actual pattern suggested mohair, and since mohair is more fuzzy than just like 50% wool, 50% silk yarn, I am going with a 3.5mm needle, so there won't be too many holes. And I don't want to wear like a tank top underneath. So I'm knitting it in size extra large, and right now it fits really good. And I was really worried that I wasn't gonna have enough yarn. So I finished the body first, and then I went on to do the arms, where I was really contemplating if I should do short sleeves or long sleeves. And that kind of depended on how much yarn I actually had. So right now I have it at a 3/4 length sleeve, and I think it looks really cute, and I'm fixing the body. So that is all for my work in progress. And then starting with the things that I would like to make, and starting with summer and spring knits. First thing I have on my list is the silhouette top by Like Knit. I'm still kind of on the fence about this because just by reading the description and also looking at the images, it seems like it's a symmetrical top, so there's no neck shaping or there's no shoulder shaping, and in my experience that means that the neck will be really tight. I don't really like that. I do think it won't be too tight because there will be buttons all the way down, and if anything I can just unbutton. But I'm not sure about that. I could just add short rows because I don't think that's too difficult to just add on. But I think it'd be really cute. I do plan on getting some really cute buttons, so they'll be really nice. And yeah, it's like kind of a elevated, basic, not just a t-shirt kind of top. It'll be really cute for spring, summer. The next thing that I'm eyeing is the Kyoto Keyhole top made by Roche. I think right now the pattern has not been released yet, but it's been test knitted. Really looking forward to the pattern release. I think the original picture from the creator uses mohair, but I'm really skeptical about using mohair for spring and summer knits. Isn't it too warm? And I do sweat quite a bit. I think using a like cotton or even like a cotton wool blend would probably be better. My other concern is one of the pictures that I referenced is by a test knitter, and her arms are quite skinny. I think just by looking at the picture, like my arms are kind of thick, so when I knit like medium sizes, the arms are loose enough, but then the body is too big. And then if I knit a small, the arms get too tight and the body is just right. For wool knits, that's more okay because wool has more stretch. But for cotton has no stretch, or like linen or most of the summer yarns. There's not really a lot of stretch, so I might have to size out and maybe the fit won't be as intended. But I am very interested in how this keyhole shaping works. Like, it looks like such a perfect oval shape, so that's pretty interesting. It'll be good to learn. Yeah, and then the next summer-spring knit is the Ophelia Blouse or Tank by Star-Crossed Knits. I saw this last year, and I think it was kind of all over my feed last year. I just really like the lace edging. It's really cool. It makes the like just a plain t-shirt look really cool, and I think because it's a lace edge, it's not gonna be as tight of a bind off, which I really want in a summer knit. I'm still thinking between the button version and just no buttons, but definitely a short sleeve version, and probably leaning towards the non-button version because I think I'll get more wear out of it. The last summer spring knit, this is the Thea Sweater by Knit the Niche, and I think the pattern hasn't been released, and it's just a very basic wide neck off the shoulder sweater. I think it'll be a really cute cover up. Like in summer when it gets cold at night, I'll just bring it with me and throw it on when it gets cold, or even in the day, cover up from the sun, and it's really cute. I don't have any sweaters that have this kind of wide neck and like dropping off the shoulder. Yeah, it's just such a basic, but honestly, I can see myself wearing it a bunch. So going on to my winter knits, the first I have on my list is the Harriet Sweater by Lynette. So for this sweater, I already have half the yarn, and I was at my local yarn shop and they had most of the yarn except the chocolate tweed yarn. And so I actually bought the purple tweed yarn thinking that it will look fine with the chocolate mohair. And I came home, I test knit like a swatch, and I was like, oh, it doesn't look good at all. So I then used the purple tweed yarn for my blue wave cardigan, and so I still have to get the chocolate tweed yarn. Yeah, so I have to commit to it. I bought all the yarn for it, or almost all of it. But this will be my first colorwork sweater, and just by looking at the picture, I do think that all the colorwork is done in the round. I could be really wrong, but I did try colorwork just on a tiny sample, and trying to maintain tension between knit and purl is really difficult, so knitting in a round would be nicer, or would be easier. So I think this pattern has colorwork in the round. If not, that's fine too. It'll be a great challenge. I really like the pattern on this, the flowers, and just like kind of simple. At first I was looking at the porcelain sweater, which was also huge last year. I was like, oh, maybe it's a little overdone, a little bit. So by the same creator, I found this sweater, and I shall commit to it once I get my hands on the chocolate tweed yarn, which what I'm seeing is it gets sold out really quick, so I should get it soon. The next very ambitious project that I'm pretty sure I won't do it this year, but if somehow I have quite some time, I'll be making the 1988 cardigan by Hannah Kim. It's like the prettiest cardigan cut ever, and the colorwork is so pretty. I love the colors from this picture. And also there is a knit kit available for this pattern. It's like the collab between designers and like yarn company. And so I can just go on the yarn website and choose what colors I want, and they'll send me this right amount of yarn, which is great, so I don't have to do any calculations. And this project also includes steeking, which I've never done before, but I've been seeing a lot of steeking recently, and it's very cool because technically I can make any sweater into a cardigan, which is great because that means I don't have to purl, which takes so much more time compared to just like going around and around and around. So that would be really fun to learn. I will definitely have to do a swatch first, but yeah, I'm very looking forward to trying out steeking and perhaps attempting this cardigan this year. If not, definitely at some point I will be making it. The next cardigan that I would like to make is the Diamond Aran cardigan by Hello Hike Life. So I actually started this cardigan with this light purple and white mohair combination. I did not do any gauge swatch, which thus led to the cardigan being way smaller than it should be. I actually knitted it until the armholes were created, and then I was like, okay, to make sure, I will knit a sleeve first just to see if I have enough yarn. And I knit the sleeve and I realized everything is just wrong. It's so small. Everything is too short, it's not as wide as it should be, and I definitely do not have enough yarn. I would love to remake this. That cardigan is now sitting in a box, not even undone, just sitting there. But I really love the cable patterns on this. The bobble stitch is so cute, and like the wavy cables is so cute. Definitely the pockets are so cute. Yeah, it's just such a nice and pretty cardigan. I would love to make it. Maybe in this white, because it looks really nice. And it's not difficult at all, honestly. The cables are not too crazy. And then the next category, which would be a bit funny, is things that I wish I could knit, but they're not available for me. So these patterns I found by Korean creators, and some Korean creators, they don't upload their patterns onto Ravelry. They upload it to Naver, which is like, I think their form of Google, and they sell it through there, but they don't accept Visa, MasterCard, like typical internationally accepted card payment methods. They use like Naver Pay or like other Korean payment methods, which I do not have access to. And I cannot create an account because I don't have a Korean phone number, which is so unfortunate because these patterns are so cute. So the first cardigan that I wish I could knit is the Bloomy Cardigan by Hohosu Knit. It is just the perfect spring cardigan. It is so dainty, so cute, and it's like, yeah, so petite and so feminine. And I love the neckline, I love the subtle, not huge cables, and the subtle, like, is it a bobble stitch it looks like? Or just like bobble stitch look-alike? Yeah, very cute. The other one is the Happy Pine Cardigan by Pine Tree Knitting. Also a very cute spring summer cardigan. Has like some lace work going on. Very cute, like looks like stripes, but it's more interesting than just stripes. And a very nice like scoop neck. So maybe I could DM them and ask for the pattern and somehow send them money. But then I'd also have to translate all the patterns into English, which shouldn't be too difficult. Usually Korean patterns, I think, they do have a lot of charts. So charts are not, it's just knitting language, right? And I don't have to translate that. So maybe I'll try it out. Maybe I'll try and DM them and see how it goes. But yeah, that is all for everything that I found that I would like to knit in 2026. There will definitely be a lot of patterns that are coming out, and maybe this list will probably change, but for the most part, my work in progresses will be done. And the Harriet sweater will definitely be made because I have literally half the yarn for it. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you guys are making this year, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!